Mr. Speaker, for the record, I enrolled for my PhD before the Prime Minister, but I welcome her to the club. Maybe one of these days we should have a discussion, and I guide you and you also guide me perhaps. Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate the committee for the laborious work that they have done in putting together this report. The committee chair made a remark and said there was a COSASE report in December of 2022 that highlighted a couple of those issues. Mr. Speaker, I was the chairperson of COSASE then. I stood on this very microphone and presented that report, and it was unanimously adopted by Parliament. We had concerns.
1 more minute for the PhD LOP.
As if that then lessens the content of the issues. Mr. Speaker, 2 quick issues as I wrap up. Minister of Works, now that there's a recommendation about them taking over, we need to be certain, do they have the capability to do this work, or are they also going to look for another company to subcontract? I think that's important. We might be saying these subcontracting things are irrelevant. Minister of Works take over, and then tomorrow Minister of Works also looks for another subcontractor, and perhaps we get similar issues. And finally, the question of whether the contract is void or voidable, it is my considered view that this contract is voidable. That means there is an existing contract. Because when Ministry of Works signs a contract with company X, it is the duty of Ministry of Works to do their due diligence, including getting a green light from the Attorney General. Now, it is not the business of the company to establish whether you did your due diligence and whether you got a green light from the Attorney General. That's your business as government, as Ministry of Works. So as far as that company is concerned, the contract does exist. So it can only be voidable, but it is not void ab initio. So maybe we need to know, why didn't Ministry of Works do their due diligence to get a green light from Attorney General? Because that becomes your problem. Very finally, Mr. Speaker, you asked about the Auditor General. The Auditor General is an officer of Parliament. That, though, does not mean they are above scrutiny. They are not, because when we send them to do work, we don't send them to go and goof up. Previously, we had numerous engagements with the Office of the Auditor General, and there are challenges there. They produce shallow reports. That's a fact.
What will you give me?
I'll give you a good recommendation on the Auditor General. So, many times, people go to the field. And when they go to the field, some of these Auditor General, and it's not all, I don't want the assumption to be that all of them. Some of these Auditor General's officials go to the field and they are compromised. So they will then produce a shallow report. Now, the Auditor General who is seated in the office has sent teams to the field, they come back, maybe that's what he signs off. So we need to do some kind of, whether it be an overhaul or some re-engineering in that office. Because many times, even the reports that are done by these committees, they go deeper than the Auditor General's report because it remained on the surface. That has got to be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that is very factual. Chairperson, then I call the Prime Minister.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. On the issue of the forensic audit, we totally agree with you. However, on the first recommendation regarding termination, we are not terminating based on the financial, I may call it financial indiscipline that we have discovered. We are terminating because of breach of contract, and we have proved it, because they have failed to install the independent traffic monitoring system. They have failed to provide the source codes, which are provided for in the contract. So these are issues we have proved, both in the report and also in the annexures provided. However, these committees do work on behalf of Parliament, and we concede to any amendments that will be made in respect to this report. Thank you.
Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable Members, first and foremost, I want to thank you for giving members time to discuss this report. Then two, I want to thank the members of the committee and the chairperson. You know, when we are identifying members to lead the committees, we also take time. So you also thank the government chief whip for identifying, yes, our young brother Mpaka. Then lastly, the Honorable Speaker and members, I have taken time going through recommendations one by one. The recommendations they are in, according to me, some of them have given us a breathing space. Why? Because you are aware that the President directed us during the swearing in of this new cabinet that this time round no more corruption. And nobody will be spared. And no more politeness. And no more sleeping. Members, the ministers we have today are quite energetic. I want to inform this August House that the ministers we have, though they have just started on their roles, you actually see that they are patriotic. They are committed. And therefore, when the minister said he wanted some little more time, for me, inside my heart, I said, I think he needs to study these recommendations one by one. But I know he will act. He's a very active young man. And I commit to also pick interest in this as a leader of government business. I will cause meetings that will further scrutinize and come up. If you are a thief, you are a thief. Yes. Honorable members, we have all traveled across the world and we have passed through road tolls. You don't even see somebody putting something, fidgeting, because they delay us there. I think the system they have is also backward. And so, yes, maybe this is an opportunity for us to put better certain things. When you are traveling, say in Dubai, you don't even recognize that they are, getting money from your vehicle. You just, it is smooth. But this one of ours, I think it is still analog. And so this could be an opportunity for us. Members, because for me, I'm a Ugandan, and I feel that's why I was given another term. Yes, I call a spade a spade. The fact is we have to support Parliament to do its oversight role, and we also have to act on your recommendations as provided for in the law. And therefore, members, since the minister requested for some little time, we can ask how long? Because all of us are on the same page, members. We are tired of corruption. We are tired of making our president look dirty when the man has done his best. And so, Honorable Minister, maybe a few days, I don't know how long this can take us. Can it be like a week? Because we also have to do a thorough job. We also have to do a thorough job. Mr. Speaker, is a week too much?
You want to raise the procedure matter?
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, the procedural point I'm raising is that, one, I have in my hand His Excellency the President wrote to the Prime Minister on the same matter. He wrote on the 23rd June 2026, directing the Prime Minister to look into the issues of the express highway road toll. And the President directed that the Prime Minister should look into the matter and guide accordingly. Number two, I also have another letter written on July 8th, 2026, to the Executive Director, National Information Technology and Authority, written by the Minister of ICT, Kasule, on the same matter about the road toll. I would like to find out from you, right Honourable Speaker, since His Excellency has guided the Prime Minister, would it be procedural right to allow the Prime Minister to brief honourable members about the concerns that were raised by His Excellency, the President? And two, right Honourable Speaker, would it be procedural right to allow this report to go back to the Minister of Works and ICT for administrative review, for us to understand properly as members of Parliament, and they report back to the House? I beg to move. And if allowed, Honourable Speaker, you may allow me to table these two documents to become the working document for Parliament, and appropriate action is taken.
Really, now that you are the one talking about it, I would love really to see the shape and the content of that letter. Come and lay. I wondered whether you're one of the assistants of the Prime Minister to get a...
Right, Honourable Speaker, you are talking about research, and aware that I am one of the research experts. So when the report was loaded, I had to do research on this matter. Then I got this document on my way as I was doing the research. Right, Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the letter written by His Excellency the President on the 23rd June 2026 to the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda. I beg to lay. Subject matter, the President directed that the Prime Minister should look at the matters concerning the Entebbe Expressway. I've already mentioned the date. To Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the letter written in July 8th, 2026, to the Executive Director, National Information Technology Authority, by the Minister in charge of ICT and National Guidance, Honorable Lumumba Justin Kasule, on the matter concerning Entebbe Expressway. I beg to lay. Thank you.
Okay, let the record capture that. And now the debate has been concluded in this matter. What we are now grappling with is how do we process recommendation capturing the spirit of the debate. So do we need an adjournment for that? Because how do we process the recommendations? We go one by one. Can I ask chair committee, because I don't want him to being a chair, there are so many eyes and mouths. I want to constitute a small working group on behalf of this whole Parliament that can begin tomorrow, and you fine tune. And I want to put Honorable Patrick Katabazi, one person there, Honorable Julius, Honorable Julius Naki, and the shadow, and who else this way? The independent, or independent Honorable Adenyo, and Olanya. By the way, Honorable Olanya completed successfully his PhD. So he's a qualified researcher. You can't do PhD when you can't do research. So we can have him there. So those few people, how many people in your group? Maybe you adopt?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. But if I may kindly request, the precedent we are setting is going to be very dangerous. Because now this is a committee, the members are here, very competent members, who come up with recommendations, and then another committee is set up to fine-tune.
This is not a committee to fight, just to go and make sure that we make a correct. What is your view? I asked
My view is...
I asked you about outrightly some of the recommendations you made, like investigate. You did not stop there. With the view of prosecuting, you know, and then what do you say about that? Me as a speaker here, I cannot preside over a recommendation which is going to be challenged.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm of the considered opinion that we move recommendation per recommendation and approve, amend, or even strike out. I beg to submit.
That's why I thought we needed that. But if you want that, we can process that. Because I wanted to go to the local government, but we need to take a decision on this one. Because this is all done. So if you can give me 2 minutes without again debating, we can, there are 14 recommendations, 1 minute we go through it. Okay? Recommendation number 1. Procedure by the Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, I'm raising on a procedural issue. You know, Parliament was complaining that sometimes you make recommendations and sometimes the executive does not implement them. Some of the reason is we do it in a kangaroo manner. Now, the minister has not put his input. And he's the one who is supposed to implement all that we are recommending. And we are asking for just some little time. We are here. We shall come back. We are members of the same house. Right Honorable Speaker, are we proceeding very well?
There is nothing like further proceeding. Because I think there's tension here. There are those who say it is either now or never. And that's when you are bound to make mistakes. Those who think that just a little postponement, then there is going to be something else. In these recommendations, I have seen nearly all people are agreeing with. But we wanted to get the input from the Minister and the Attorney General. First, there is a question here whether there is a contract for rights to terminate. And the chairperson said the contract is reference to article and the general clause conditions of the contract, a paragraph which I have not been able, I don't know whether you've looked at it. Only that. 2, there are others which do not need any minister. Would you not want to to run the expressway, the toll. That recommendation 2. 3 is by URA. 4 by Minister of Works takes over. You don't want to take over, Minister of Works? Mine is on number 5 only. That is where I would think I need guidance of the Attorney General. Number 5 and the numbers. And number 13, I think. So the chair, you don't really want any adjournment on this matter. You want it now. Prime Minister, when are you ready? With your minister? Something small? After the Prime Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker. I came to this house in the 9th Parliament, and I believe I have had enough experience on how Parliament and government runs. I've been a Prime Minister for 5 years. I think I have accumulated enough wealth of experience. And that's why I got another term. Right, Honorable Speaker, I request that you give us just 1 week. This chairperson here is our son. We sit and scrutinize, and nobody, you have put very good boys, very good members of Parliament, like Olanya. Right, Honorable Speaker, I request on behalf of government that you allow us just 1 week. Yes. I will give it time, even myself. Yes. And we come here produce work that can be acted on and implemented. Right, Honorable Speaker, 1 week is enough.
We don't have 1 week because we shall be going for recess. Can we do this on Thursday? We do this on Thursday. That's processing close by close. Yes, LOP?
Mr. Speaker, you see, ultimately, and I do hear the Prime Minister, I like the commitment, because in the past you have not acted on reports that we have passed here. Now there's commitment and we are going to follow up. However, Mr. Speaker, it's difficult to say that Parliament is going to process a report with the agreement of the Minister. I don't see that happening. Parliament should do its job. Then the Minister will be required to bring an action taken report. Because if we are going to say we go, one item by item and get the agreement of the Minister, what if he does not agree? Do we stall? I think that Parliament should do its job. Then the Minister comes back to us, we give time and say, come back with an action taken report. Because what we are postponing now to Thursday, we shall have the same stalemate. So regardless, except if it is for want of time or otherwise, it can still be done now. And then we say now, Parliament has done its job. Executive, go and do your job, come back to Parliament after 3 months, after 4 months, whatever the case might be.
Minister, I don't know what you really want, but Rule 229 gives you opportunity to report back. I want to make a decision on this matter that on Thursday we shall process it. Because what you are postponing today, it will not even work on Thursday. Yes. Next item.
Statement by Minister on the fight against corruption in local governments.
Honorable Minister of Local Government.